I came across wheelchair basketball at the age of 15. I had no idea at the time how my life was about to change. I was a really active kid. All I could think about was growing up and one day playing AFL for Hawthorn. At the age of 9, my left leg began to get a little bit sore just above the knee, and it was put down just to a growing pain. A month to 2 months later, it would take about half an hour every morning just to get rid of stiffness. My mum was a nurse, so she knew something wasn't quite right. We were sent to get an x-ray that same afternoon. I was told that I had bone cancer in my left leg. I was always asking my doctor what are my chances of surviving, and he'd always tell me 70%. That made me really positive. My doctor told me that they would try and give me 2 or 3 courses of chemotherapy, but we got the bad news that the cancer hadn't shrunk at all, and that the only option left was to have my leg amputated. After 10 courses of chemotherapy, I was told that I was in the clear. When I was 12 years old, at my very last 3-monthly checkup, they'd found cancer in my lung. I broke down in tears. That very moment was the very, very first time did I allow the thought to enter my head that I'm going to die. My doctor had told my parents before they told me, and they anticipated me asking what are my chances of surviving, and my doctor told me 50-50. As soon as I heard 50-50, I just convinced myself that I was going to be the 1 in 2 that survived. I had a small part of my lung removed and 12 more courses of chemotherapy, and then I was put in remission, and I have been ever since. My doctor and my parents confessed that my actual chances of surviving were around 10 or 15%. They made a huge call to protect me from that, and I believe that it's one of the reasons why I'm here today. From the day that I had my leg amputated through most of my teens, inside I felt like I'd only half won the battle, and that was because of the amputation. All of that passion that I'd put into one day playing AFL football, that had been taken away. I needed to find something else. My dad rang the Australian Institute of Sport. Dad basically asked if there were any sort of disabled sporting groups in Canberra, and we were put in touch with a group. The first night that I went along, they put on wheelchair basketball, and from the very first moment that I tried it, I fell in love with the sport. It was fast, it was a team sport, it was physical. Some of the people that I was meeting through wheelchair basketball, I felt their disability was a lot more severe than mine, and they were happy. I realised that I was really lucky and that I should be grateful for what I've got. I formed some fairly big dreams about what I wanted to achieve in the sport of wheelchair basketball. I've been lucky enough to play professionally in Europe for 7 years. I've represented Australia at 4 Paralympic Games, 3 World Championships. The sport has given me so much. The main reason that I wanted to become a financial planner is because I know the impact that I can have on someone's life, and I'm just so lucky that I get to work with the team at Moonee Ponds who also shares this passion. Planning for the best should be a really positive experience because we're implementing changes which are going to provide a better outcome. I just get so much satisfaction out of taking clients from where they are now to wherever it is they want to be. Going through cancer twice as a kid taught me some really valuable lessons. The big one for me was that life is really precious. The reason I'm so passionate about financial advice is I can draw on the challenges that I've had to overcome to have some really honest and sometimes some really vulnerable conversations with clients around what happens if the worst case scenario presents itself. I think it's really, really important that if it does, that we've got things in place that will safeguard our plan. When we do have plans in place that protect us from the worst, it's like a big sigh of relief. Helping people achieve their version of financial well-being is such a remarkable job, and I'm lucky to have it. When I think about the future, I'm really excited. It's my family, my amazing fiancée Gina. My basketball will continue to be a big part of my life, and then of course it's my clients.